Hey everybody, Scott Crawley here from Sharp Focus Creative Academy, and I am back with yet another Industry Pro tutorial. So today we're going to be talking about how to do a RingOut effect. A couple years ago I did the same tutorial in Premiere Pro, and then I tag teamed in Adobe Audition to create the RingOut, and it live updated within my Premiere Pro sequence. As technology evolves, then we need to evolve as well. So I have learned a new way to do this with only using Adobe Premiere Pro. No need to tag team in Adobe Audition, even though it's a pretty awesome feature to have dynamic linking. And if you're wondering what a RingOut effect actually is, it's essentially when you take a song underneath some video and you want a specific beat to ring out with a reverb effect longer than it actually exists in the song. It's usually associated when something visually important happens on the screen, a very impactful line of dialogue. What I'll do first is show you the original way to perform the RingOut using Premiere Pro and tag teaming in Adobe Audition. Then I'll go ahead and redo the same RingOut with only using Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay gang, I've got my Crawley-oop sequence here, and I have labeled this one Audition because I'm actually going to use Audition to create this RingOut. Then I'm going to show you how to do it in only Adobe Premiere Pro. So these are identical sequences. Let's take a look at what I've edited so far. Not bad for an overweight, long-haired guy. Alright, now if you look at my timeline down here, I have dropped down the audio because I don't want the audio waveforms to keep playing the rest of the song as my visuals fade out. So I've used the pen tool to drop this down and it goes silent. But I would rather have this beat right here ring out with a reverb effect. So let's go ahead and do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go ahead and place my playhead directly before the beat that I want to ring out. So it's going to be this one right here. And if you grab your razor tool, which is the C key, I'm going to go ahead and blade right there. Now, what we want to do is right-click on the file and go up to Edit Clip in Adobe Audition. What that's going to do is literally open up Adobe Audition with this file preloaded. Thankfully, I already had the file extended out, and because I dropped down the waveforms with the pen tool, those waveforms did not come over into Adobe Audition. So essentially, we don't need to add any sort of silence here. If you didn't already extend that clip and drop the waveforms down with the pen tool, I'll show you how you can add silence now. So you can go up to Edit, Insert, Silence, and then you can type in however many seconds of silence you want to add to the end of this. Right now, if I click this, it's going to add it in the beginning because my playhead is set to the beginning. So in the event that you didn't already have extended waveforms that are dropped down coming into Adobe Audition, you're going to want to go ahead and add silence to the end of this to allow the reverb to play out. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I don't need this right now. Then we go up to Effects, Reverb, and you can play around with all of these different effects. I prefer Studio Reverb. It just works out for me for whatever reason. And then same goes with the parameters here. There's a lot of confusing stuff, and I'll admit that I don't understand what a lot of it does. This is all trial and error. What I have found works pretty well, if we go up to Great Hall, that oftentimes gives you a decent starting point. So if I push play with just the normal Great Hall preset, you might be able to hear that play out a little bit. What I like to do oftentimes to make that a little bit more prominent, I extend the wetness. And there's no right or wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and put that around 80 and let's play it and see if we like it. There we go. Sometimes you can even increase the decay. It's not overwhelming or distracting by any means, but it adds a nice punch and a stop down for when I slam dunk. If you want to hear the difference, you can always turn this off, toggle the power state, and that will turn off the effect so you can hear the original file. And you hear that it drops out immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on, and I'm going to listen to it one more time just to make sure I like it. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply, and what that does is it saves it onto this file. Now, instead of exporting a file out and then importing that into Premiere and overcutting, all you have to do is save and it will live update in your Premiere timeline. Pretty cool. Command S to save, and if I hide Command H, go back to my Premiere Pro. You see that the extended waveforms that I had pen tooled and dropped down, they no longer exist. So now I have the RingOut automatically placed into my timeline. So there we go. We did that in Adobe Premiere Pro. Unfortunately, it does save this as a file where the original file is located. So it does add media in this process, and I'll prove that to you right now. I'm going to go ahead and right-click on this Playboy Audio Extracted.wav because that is an actual file that exists now. If I right-click Reveal in Finder, you can see that it automatically exported it to the same location where the original file came from. Now that might not be a good thing, especially if you work at a post house where a lot of different editors are all working on the same server. It could cause relinking issues. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the exact same effect only using Adobe Premiere Pro. Here we go. All right, so we've got the exact same identical sequence. You see that I have all of this waveforms extended out, but I have pen tooled and dropped down the volume. I'm going to go ahead and cut in the exact same place because I don't want to add the RingOut effect to the entire clip. I only want to add it to the beat and everything after that. So this is the beat that I want to add it to. I'm going to go ahead and use my razor tool, so I hit the C key, or you could physically come over here and click that, but I recommend trying to learn keyboard shortcuts. It can really save time. I'm going to go back to my move tool, or I hit V. That's the shortcut to go to your move tool. So now we go up to our effects tab up here, and I'm going to go ahead and search for Studio Reverb. This is the same effect that we used in Adobe Audition. I'm going to drop this onto our clip. And if we come up to our Effects Controls tab, we find that here's the Studio Reverb in here that we can manipulate. I'm going to choose Custom Setup, and sure enough, we have the same exact window that we saw in Adobe Audition. I will drop down this menu and see, here we go, we have Great Hall. That's what we used before. I'm going to choose that, and I think we increased the wetness up to around 80. Again, that is just my preference. You can put it at 60 or 100 or whatever sounds good for you. I think we may have also increased the decay a little bit, and let's see how this sounds. Close this out. Maybe I'll even bring the volume up on this just to emphasize it a little bit more. All right, there you have it. In a relatively short amount of time, you now know how to do a RingOut using Premiere Pro and tag teaming the dynamic link of Adobe Audition, or you can simply cut out the middleman and do it only in Adobe Premiere Pro. Let us know in the comments below what you'd like to learn next, and we'd be happy to help you out with that. Once again, this is Scott Crawley with Sharp Focus Creative Academy, signing off. See you next time.